Hey, welcome to your iFanboy meeting for the day. I'm Josh, and I'm here with Scott Chantler. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good. I first came to know your work last year when I picked up The Northwest Passage, which is a gorgeous book. It's a fictional sort of history thing. I mean, how much research did you do, and had you been wanting to tell a big historical story?
Yeah, I had been. Maybe 6 or 7 years ago, I read some books by a Canadian historical writer named Peter C. Newman, and he wrote a history of the Hudson's Bay Company, which was several volumes. The first couple volumes are called Company of Adventurers and Caesars of the Wilderness, if anybody wants to pick them up. And when I read those, I thought to myself, what a terrific setting for an adventure story, and one that is largely untapped, at least in comics. So I started thinking that way. I didn't think anyone would ever be interested in publishing such a thing, but I give a lot of credit to Oni Press for taking a risk on it. I mean, Canadian frontier history, it's not exactly a pitch that that screams Hollywood or screams money, but yeah, I really give them a lot of credit for taking a chance on it.
One of the things that struck me is that it seems at first to be a little incongruous, your style in that, which is very cartoony, as opposed to in a subject that's very sort of matter of fact and historical. Were you confident that was going to work?
I sort of like the way the cartoonishness kind of sort of brings out the emotions a lot more. I think it is a tough sell. It's not what a lot of comics fans are used to, but I really like the way, like I say, you can get at sort of dramatic character material with cartoons in a way that you can't with more realistic drawings.
Right, yeah.
So for me, characters are a big thing. Like all writers, I kind of start with a theme, but I try to get at that theme through the characters. And a lot of people comment when they see my work on the sort of expressive faces and expressive anatomy, and which is always really nice to hear, because that's what I really try to make the characters as expressive as possible and hope that will be the door into the thematic material that I'm hoping the reader will get. So that seems to be working. Most people who do you give my work a chance end up understanding that, I think.
Most recently, you've been doing the Hawaiian Dick miniseries with B. Clay Moore,
Yep.
Which is kind of a change of pace from the stuff that I've read. And also, it's a book that had a very established visual style.
Yes.
Has it been fun to get into that, or was it a challenge? Or
It has been fun. After I finished Northwest Passage, which is 250 pages and took me 2 years to finish, I just really wanted to work on something that, that I wasn't as invested in, that was going to be really fun, and, just almost like a little vacation, right?
Yeah.
And I was a big fan of Hawaiian Dick. I wanted to see the series continue. It didn't look like it was going to, and so I actually offered, let me take it over for a while.
Wow.
Some fans have, reacted, not that well to the change, because Stephen Griffin's style is so married to that book. It really is his book.
But the colors are still there. So.
Yeah. He colored my arc, so at least there's a bit of continuity with the other stuff that's been done. Yeah, I really I enjoyed working on it. It was fun. It's a fun book.
It's gorgeous.
The
final product's great.
Yeah, the characters are really fun, and yeah, it was a great. I finished my last issue a couple of months ago. It's going to come out in a couple of weeks, I think. But yeah, it was a good gig.
And then finally, you sort of have a spate of graphic novels to look forward to in your future.
I do.
Tell me about the World War II one.
Okay. I'm not sure if this will be the next thing out, but I'm working on it now. It's a nonfiction graphic novel. It's based on my grandfather's 1943 war diary, and also the war diary for his regiment.
I'm smiling because I'm ready to buy this, but I will give you the money now.
Everybody who I tell about it says, "Oh man, I got to read that book."
Yeah.
The publishing details are a little up in the air right now, but I've gotten a few offers on it, so it's going to come out from somebody. And yeah, it's been a real experience to work on it. I turned in my script in May, and that was after about 6 or 8 months of just intense research and writing. And
so you script everything out before you do it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I always work full script. And yeah, and I've got some art done on that as well. And I've also got another project coming out from Kids Can Press, which is a children's publisher up in Canada who are getting into the graphic novel game. And that's a 7-book fantasy series called Three Thieves, which is going to be, yeah, it's a lot of work ahead of me there too.
So you'll be done with those sometime in the next 10, 15 years?
Yeah, I got a few good long years ahead of me of being bent over a drawing board for sure.
Well, That's what you got into it for, right?
Exactly.
All right, well,
Exactly.
thanks
It's a
very
nice
much.
problem to have.
Yeah. If you want to know anything else, go to iFanboy.com or go to revision3.com/iFanboy for more. Thank you. Thank you, Scott.
Thanks very much.